Hello, everyone. I feel I am live now. Let me just verify. And those who are and watching me live, can you guys give me the confirmation? Am I properly visible, clearly audible, or not? We will wait for a few minutes so that everyone will join the session live, and then we will start. If you have some friends of yours who are really looking for this kind of a concept, again, very, very important, and many people demanded this topic, right? Which was still pending in our Python programming playlist. So, if you know someone who is really looking for this particular thing, please do let them know that they will join the live. We will start within few minutes the today's session, where our major focus is on the oops concepts, right? We will discuss all about with respect to Python programming, and whatever things we will cover up today, we will try to talk in terms of implementation per se, so that everything and anything you will be able to understand, right? But before I will join the session, I will start the session. Could you please guys give me the confirmation? Am I properly visible, clearly audible, or not? Those who are watching me live. Meanwhile, I can see one question is there. Hello, ma'am. Please bring course on AI ML also. I am such may waiting for it. Definitely, Ashwarya. I am planning to launch one course on machine learning in the month of April. So definitely, you will be able to see the course on AI ML. How can that be left? So things will come step by step, right? I can't launch multiple courses in one go. Otherwise, that will deteriorate the quality which I want to bring up. So that's why one step at a time, one course at a time, I am launching. But what I can assure you from my part is that whatever things I am doing, that you will also observe, and those who have enrolled in it can see that there is a quality in it, right? They are not regretting it, and that is something which is giving me the assurance as well that okay, I am doing something great, right? Yes, thank you so much for the confirmation. Let me try to share my screen. Meanwhile, people will also join. uh, then we will start the session. So let me share my screen as well. My screen is visible, right? I hope my screen is also visible to everyone. So you will be able to see that the today's live is again will be available in your Python programming, the ultimate playlist which we have on our channel. So you can go and check it out. If in future, let's say you want to listen the recording, you can clearly listen that by referring this particular video of mastering object oriented programming in Python, live of that, right? So all the videos are available in this playlist itself. um, Another important thing, again, I am sharing with you everyone that I have launched another new course, new bootcamp on my website, 7 days SQL Bootcamp, which will start on 25th of March. Registrations are open. Already few people have enrolled in it. But those who are not aware of this fact, please do check it out. This course I have already pinged in the chat window. Go check it out. If you have any confusion, any doubt, please do let me know. Right? So here you can see all the things are already available, whatever things you have. You can just check it out, the previous courses, reviews, what people are saying, just to get that trust value, right? For example, I think 1 month back in January, I have launched this DSA course, and you can see the feedback of the students. Go and check it out, like what are their views in terms of enrolling into the course. And if you will feel like that okay, you don't have this knowledge of SQL, and you also want to take that knowledge, you also want to grab that knowledge up to industry level. If you know simple stuff, that's fine, everyone knows. But what I'm looking for in this boot camp is the advanced level of SQL, where we will deal with the complex queries, right? We will try to deal with the industry level SQL based project as well. So that is something, if you are looking for, so please go and enroll it. This coupon code of early 20 is valid only for today itself. After that, it will not be there. So for today until 12 a.m., it is applicable. From tomorrow, 1st March, you will not see this coupon code as well. And I can't help that out. So if you feel you are interested, go and check that out and just book your sport, right? Seats are also limited. Accordingly, you can think over it. Okay. So let's talk about the next important stuff, which is the OOPS programming, right? So if you can see in our Python programming playlist, we have started with a very basic foundation of variables, strings, what are the different data structures we have, right? If you can see the complete playlist, we have almost covered up all the topics with respect to the Python part. As I told you that there are few topics which are still left, which is the very first thing is OOPS concepts, which is again quite interesting topic. So I thought that why not to cover up today that particular concept, because many people usually face a lot of difficulty in terms of understanding the object oriented programming. Now, what are the key concepts we have in OOPS? We will try to learn it via implementation itself, right? So here, what you can do is, if you want to code with me, you can also open a Google Colab file. There was someone who was asking to me that, can you tell me the substitute for the Jupyter notebook that we have? I usually suggest that go for the Google Colab. I'm using it from the past few years and I didn't face any trouble here, right? So let's talk about the today's session, object, or you can say mastering OOPS concepts in Python. Okay? So this is the overall topic that we will cover up in today's session. Now, whenever we're talking about object oriented programming, doesn't matter whether it's a part of a Python programming or Java programming, concepts and the foundations will remain the same with respect to this OOPS part. Here, what usually happens is we try to create a class, and inside that class, we try to use the with the help of the objects, the variables, and the functions. Now, let me try to teach you this concept in a very simple layman fashion. For example, let's say ki you went to the store in order to, let's say, buy some new car, right? So, car is having a similar kind of a attributes. Maybe their model is different, their brand is different, their features. Some can be automatic, some can be manual, right? But car important features will remain the same. So that is something where what we can do is we can create a class by the name of a car, and after that, depending upon the different models, we can create a separate objects for the same. Similarly, let me give you one more simple example. Let's say I have designed a website by the name of Tech for All with Priya, right? So if you can see this particular website, uh, so we will work upon this particular part. So you can see this website, right? In this particular website, we will be having, as of now, three courses, right? Excel mastery course, DSA interview preparation, 7-day SQL bootcamp. Now, this Tech for All with Priya contains three courses, right? So this can be the main class via which inside that you can define a common attribute of all these three courses. So anyone can tell me what is the common attribute of all the courses. Let's say in future I will launch 10 courses also. What are the common attributes or the features that we have which will be applicable for all the courses that we have? Anyone who can answer me? So what we can do is we can create a class. This is the format in Python to create any class. So you can say class tech for all with Priya. Let's say this is the class name that we have. Now in this class, we know that we will be having the courses. Now what I'm saying is, can you let me know what are the important features that we have in the courses, which is common for all the courses, whether it be a three course today, or initially it was only single course, then we have two courses, three courses. In future, let's say we will be having AI ML based courses also on the website. So maybe in total, let's say we will be having 7 or 8 courses also. So what are the common features which I definitely will take in all the courses? Can you let me know? Anyone? Any idea? What is the common attribute which we will take? Anyone who can let me know? Maybe you can say that Priya course ID will be there, maybe internally in your database. The course name will be there. Maybe the instructor name will be there, right? Whatsoever be the important key information which is common for all the courses. So that you can initialize via this init method in the class. Now you can see underscore underscore init underscore underscore. This is the format via which you can write any init method, right, inside the Python programming language. Now what I'm saying is, what are the attributes we have? We might have the course ID. We might have the in our database generalized attributes as course name. We might have instructor name. Let's say as of now, let's take only these three. So we have the course ID, we have the course name, we have the instructor name. Okay? Only three attributes as of now I am taking up. Now, how can I define these three important attributes, the features of this particular website, Tech for All with Priya, which contains a lot many courses? How can I initialize that? For that, you will see that in Python, we have something called as a self keyword that you will see almost everywhere. Now, many people are very much confused in this self keyword, what it is doing. So basically, these are the course ID, course name, and instructor name are the parameters of whenever someone will call the Tech for All with Priya, the user will pass these three parameters. But internally, what are the attributes for this current class that we have will be denoted by a self keyword. Okay? For example, I will say self dot course ID will be equal to this course ID which will be entered by the user. You can say the third important feature of this Tech for All with Priya is you can name it some different name also so that you will be able to understand what we are doing here. Let's say you will be having course underscore, let's say, name, which is equals to the parameter which will be entered by the user. I hope now you're getting my point, what I'm saying. Self dot, let's say, instructor, where let's say I will pass the instructor name which will be entered by the user. So what I'm saying is that this self keyword is recognizing the attributes or the features that we have inside this Tech for All with Priya, and this particular values are the parameters which will be entered by the user whenever user will call this class, but with the help of an object. We will talk about that, how the object will be created. But so far so good. Is this part is clear to everyone, that how usually this is the initialization which is being done in this Tech for All with Priya class. Any doubt, anyone, until so far? Anyone, any doubt? Is this clear? Can I get some confirmation from everyone? Any thumbs up can you guys give to me, so that I will get an idea that okay, it is clear and I can move ahead? uh, Hello ma'am, I don't know a lot of DSA, can I become data scientist? You should know basic to intermediate level of DSA. It is required. At least if you are a fresher, definitely it will be required. Yes, clear. Any other student? Any doubts? Anyone? Can you guys give me the confirmation? Step by step, we will follow then further part of OOPS. So how the initialization being done? Via this init method. What is the format? You can see. What is the self keyword is doing? Used to initialize the current features or the attributes that we have in this class of Tech for All with Priya. What does this indicates? These are the parameters via which we can initializing our values. Okay? Shall we move ahead to the next important part? Let's move ahead. Now, in this case, the next important thing that we have to understand here. Okay, let's talk about first of all the object. How can I define the object? Before we will call some other things. The question is, how can I define objects for this class? Let's say ki I will say tech courses, which is equals to, I will call my class, which is Tech for All with Priya. Done. So what I have done is I have tried to create an object for this tech for all with Priya class. Now what I can do, I can pass inside this particular object what are the parameters that we have. Whatever you want to pass. For example, we have course ID, we have course name, we have instructor name. So let's say I will say course ID is 1, course name is, let's say, 7 days SQL Bootcamp, and let's say instructor name is Priya Bhatia. ठीक है? Now let's say I want to print what is the course name. I want to print what is the course name, which is 7 days SQL Bootcamp. So what I can do is how basically you can access and print the values. You can call the object, which is in our case is tech courses dot. Now you can mention, can you clearly see the three values automatically we will be able to get? Course ID, course name, and instructor. So here you can see, let's say I want to display the course underscore name. So what will happen? Any idea? Can you see our course name is printed automatically with the help of accessing the variables that we have with the help of this object? So what we have mentioned is we have tried to create an object of tech courses and via which we will be able to access the course name. Similarly, let's say I want to print the instructor of this particular course. So we can say tech courses dot, we will say instructor. Automatically, once you will just run this, you will be able to get the name of the instructor as well, Priya Bhatia. So basically the question is that, why we usually write this kind of concepts. This is what we call as, we are trying to create a class which is giving us a format, right, inside that, and then with the help of this object we're trying to access that values which is available inside my classes, right? So basically, if you will be able to observe, it enhances the reusability of the code. At any point of time, let's say if I'll try to create one new course, I can now simply, with the help of this creating a new object, I can simply, what I can do, I can simply create that by saying tech courses. Maybe the better way to write an object is, let's say, SQL course. That makes more sense to me, right? SQL course object I have created, and with the help of that I will be able to get the complete information of my course. Similarly, let's say in tomorrow's let's say I will try to launch foundations of machine learning course. What will happen? I will just simply create a object of that particular course, and accordingly I will be able to access whatever information I want to access from that particular object itself. This is the major utility of this OOPS programming, where what we are doing is we're trying to create an objects, and then with the help of that objects we're trying to access our data which is available within our class. So we will not work more on class part. Once it is ready, what we will do is we will try to create the objects, and then we can just access the data in a very beautiful way, right? That's the major utility of this particular part. So far so good. Similarly, let's say you want to access that what is the course ID of this SQL course. Simply what you will do is you will say course ID, and this will display your SQL course ID as well. So whatever be the now, as of now I have just mentioned only three things, but you can in future, whatever be the important information you want to add as per the courses available in your Tech for All with Priya, I simply add that. That's it. Shall we move ahead? I hope it is pretty much clear to everyone. With the help of this example, I think you will be clearly able to relate how these things are working upon. Someone is saying that, can you again explain the, although I have explained clearly, self keyword and its use, I am again explaining because this keyword you will find it everywhere. So usually what happens is that if you will not use this self keyword is recognizing that for the current class that you're working upon, what are the features that you have? For example, course ID, course name, and instructor. So the self keyword is connecting your object with this particular attribute that you have for the class. Without using self keyword in Python, you won't be able to access that. So for the connection per se, let's say you are using any function, any variable in your class, you have to do it via self keyword. Otherwise, you will not able to connect your object with the variable or the attributes that we have in the class, right? Does that make sense what I'm trying to convey here? For example, if you will just try to remove this, you will face an error. You will face an error. But because I have used the self keyword, it's kind of a this keyword in Java, which we usually use, or in other programming languages, right? Similarly, in Python, we have self keyword, means currently we are trying to access the current attribute or the features that we have, right? Is this clear, everyone? Yes, it is sufficient, Manish. Okay, let's move ahead now. Let's move ahead now to the next important part. Until so far, we have tried to create the init method, we have done the initialization, and we have tried to define and initialize the three variables that we have: course ID, course name, and the instructor. Now, let's say in future, I want to define, let's say, only the course details function. Again, we have to use the self keyword just to make that connection between the object. When the object will call my function name, just to make that connection, we have to use the self keyword. Now what I'm saying is return. I'm saying return, and then I'm doing a formatting. I'm saying do one thing. Do one thing. What is that thing? Try to give me the self dot course ID as well as self dot course name inside the course details. Let's say I am trying to create a function which will, as of now, just give me the course details, which is the ID and the name of the course. As of now, I'm not worrying about the instructor who is leading the course, right? So I'm just worrying about what is the course ID and course name. I just want the information of the course per se. Okay? So this is how basically you can create your own function inside a given class. So this is how what we can do is we can create our own user defined functions inside the class. Now, the question is, how can we access these functions? Via the objects, how can I call these functions? What I can do in order to call this function? How will it work? So what you will do, simply you will say print SQL course dot. Now, because you already have defined via self keyword, so you already get that linkage between that function name and the object. So what you can do, you can just call this function course details. Because it is a function, you have to use this parameter, this bracket. You have to use this bracket. So what will happen? Once you will do this, you will be able to see a complete information with respect to the course part. The course ID is 1, course name is 7 days SQL Bootcamp. Make sense? So in this way, we will be able to create our user defined functions in a given class, right? At any point of time, we can get that linkage of that object and the variables or the functions via the self keyword. Is this clear to everyone? Any doubt till so far? Anyone with respect to whatever things I have discussed? So what things I have discussed till so far? I have talked about that how basically a class will be created in a Python. After that, we have discussed how the initialization will happen given whatever variables we have. After that, we have discussed what is the utility of the self keyword. After that, we have discussed how we can create the objects of a given class. Then we have discussed how we can display the results, how we can access the variable values. After that, we have discussed how we can create a user defined functions in a given class and how we can access the results of those functions as well. So far, so good. I believe with this implementation per se, I can also explain you the concepts in a scribble link by creating a chart and display you the things. But I think with the implementation, you will be better able to understand. And because we have our own website now, so you will be clearly able to relate the things as well, that okay, this is a website where I will be having the courses. For every course, let's say we need only these kind of information, As of now, tentatively, but obvious है that we do require more information as comparable to only these three features. But just to make you guys understand, I have just taken only three demonstration features as of now, right? Is this clear? Perfect. So this is the simplest idea about creation of a class and then the creation of the object. Now let's complicate this stuff a bit. You must have heard that concept of inheritance in OOPS. There are so many principles we have, and we will try to cover up all of them step by step. So until so far we have discussed what is class, what is object, how we can simply demonstrate that and implement that in Python. Now I am covering up what is inheritance. The name itself suggests inheritance. In the real time, what is the meaning of inheritance? Whatever things we got from our parents, right? Maybe the property, house property, maybe any other thing. For example, our grandfather has given to my father will give to me, whatever. This kind of inheritance will flow up, right? So this is the literal meaning of inheritance. So what I'm trying to convey here is, for example, in this case, if you will be able to observe, let's say whatever features I have in this tech for all with Priya, that too will come, but I want to create something more on top of that. I want to create something more on top of that. So what I can do here, let's say I will try to create a class by the name of students. Because who will enroll, who will went to this website, who will enroll for this website, right? Who will sign up for this website? Obviously those people who are the learners, or maybe not students, maybe they can be industry professionals as well. They are not the students. So let's say learners. So anyone who wants to learn something new, right? Who wants to upskill themselves. It may be a fresher, it may be someone who is experienced, but requires some genuine knowledge of the courses which is available on the website. They can simply go and enroll, right? That's how the flow will go. So what I can do is I can say class learners. But what I want is that this learners class will also have the information of the course and the instructor name. So whatever information I was having in the previous class, this is the parent class we have, will be available to this learner as well. That is where the concept of inheritance came into picture. So at any point of time, if you want that I will add a few characteristics, but I really want the above characteristics, attributes, functions also with me. So what I can do, I will use the concept of inheritance. How can we do in Python? You can just simply write the parent class name in the brackets. That's it. That's it. So this is the simplest way via which you can define that, okay, I have a learners as the derived class. So learners, in this case, in this implementation, is your derived class. And tech for all with Priya is your parent class, right? So you have inherited the parent class, which is a tech for all with Priya, just by writing this particular way. Now what you can do, again, because it's a learners class, separate class, but is inherited from the parent class, you have to again define the initialization. So how you can do the initialization for this class? Again, init method you will use. Now, apart from having the above features that we have, which is course ID, course name, instructor name, what other parameters you will give to this particular class in the learners class? Let's say I will give what is the student ID and what is the student name. Let's say as of now, these are the two more attributes which I will give. Make sense? Now, I know that these three features, these three parameters, I can inherit from the top parent class itself. So how can I do that? I will use something called a super keyword. This super function will take from the above parent class the attributes, and I will define as init. Inside that, whatever be the features that you have, which you can take from the parent class, you can define inside these parameters. So what we have done is, we have said that super means take it from the parent class initialization, which we have done for these three particular features, because I will not do it again. I will not repeat it again. Reusability of the code is there, right? And after that, what I can do for the pending ones, I can again do the initialization. I can again say student ID, which will be the parameter entered by the user. Similarly, I can say student name. If you want, you can change this value as well, just like the way I have done in the previous case. And you can mention the parameter name, which will be entered by the user. So this is how basically you have defined a derived class. So again, here you have done the initialization. The only important and interesting thing which you need to note here is that how basically I'm trying to use the above attributes in this particular case just by using this super keyword, and then I'm saying init, whatever be the initialization I have done in the parent class, take all these three values from there. I will not repeat it, I'll not assign it again. And whatever be the pending extra attributes that we have in the learners class, I have initialized it. So far, so good. This is the simple thing which we called as inheritance. This is the simple thing which we call as inheritance. Now, what we can do? We can again take a object of, so here we have tried to create an object of tech for all with Priya class. Now, what I will do as a second step, I will try to create an object of this particular learners class. So what I will do is I will say that the object is, let's say, enrolled student or learner. Okay? This is the object name. So what I can do, I can pass learners here. I can pass learners here. And inside this, now what I will pass as a parameter, if you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parameters are there, right? So you can pass these 5 parameters. You can say course ID will be again 1. So you can just copy this particular data that we have mentioned because this is exactly same, right? After that, you can say, let's say student ID is also 1 and student name is, let's say, Akhil. Let's say Akhil is the name. Done. So what we have done is we have tried to create now an object of our learners class, right? We have tried to create an object of our learners class. Now let's say if I want to print now, I want to print enrolled learner dot. See what things we can now print. Let's say I want to print student name. So let's see what we will be able to get now. So can you see automatically just via accessing that object of enrolled number, I will be able to get that Akhil value because yes, this is the current enrolled student in my 7-day SQL Bootcamp course. Is this clear what I'm trying to convey? Similarly, let's say I want to print that what is the enrolled learner or let's say student ID. In that case, again, I will just get that. Oops, there is something wrong here. Let me just copy this name. Maybe there is some spelling mistake is there. Can you see? I will be able to get the ID as well. Let's say, let's change this ID to, let's say, 100, or maybe, let's say he's the 17th student who has enrolled in 7-day SQL Bootcamp, let's say. So his ID is 17. So you can see, accordingly, the ID will get changed. So this is how basically inheritance will work, where now instructor name is same only. I have tried to access those attributes from the super class. Super means parent class. That's how the thing will work. Any doubt in this part, anyone? Is this clear? Can you guys give me the confirmation? There are few questions. I will take it up, the logistics that you have. Just give me a few more minutes. Let me wrap up the today's session, which I want to cover up, whatever concepts I want to cover up in OOPS in today's class. And then maybe I'll take your logistics that you have. Okay. Give me a few more minutes and then we will wrap up the session. So far, so good. So now you know how we can do the inheritance in Python. How is it feasible to do? Any doubt in this part? Anyone? Clear. Perfect. Now, there is another concept which you will heard quite a lot in an interview also. Interviewer can ask from you. So class is done, object is done, inheritance is done. Next important crucial concept is polymorphism. What is the meaning of polymorphism? Poly means many, means you will try to create a single function, you will try to create a same function, let's say in both the classes, Tech for All with Priya and learners. But at a time, from which object you are accessing that function, accordingly it will change its functionality, right? I will give you a simple example for that to demonstrate that particular part, and then you will be able to understand each and everything what I'm trying to convey here. Let's say I'm trying to create a function. So this is the function definition to get the details of the course specifically. But let's say I want to display the complete data. Okay, I want to display the complete data, whatever be the data that I have, whether it be a course ID, course name, instructor name. So let's say I will define def display underscore, let's say my function name will be, let's say, details, display underscore details. Again, I'll use the self keyword in order to again define it. Now what I can do is I can simply take one variable as details, inside which I will define what things I want to display here. First thing is I want to display the course ID, right? After that, I'm giving one space, and after that I want to define the course name, right? What is the course name? After that, again I'll give one space, and then again I'll define the instructor name, instructor name. Okay, instructor name. Now what I can do is I can simply provide a format, dot format. And what I can do here, I can simply define what things, how basically we can access that course ID by providing this course ID thing, comma, self dot course underscore name, comma, self dot instructor, right? This will give me the three values which I have defined. And the last what we can do is we can simply return the details. Done. So what we have defined is the course ID colon. So what I will be able to get with respect to that part is the self dot course ID. Then I have defined course name. Correspond to that I will be able to get self dot course name. Then the instructor name I will be able to get the self dot instructor that we have. I feel it is correct. So what we have done is with the help of this we will be able to display all the details that we have with respect to this particular part. Now the same function I will define here. But obviously when I'm saying to display the complete data in the learner class, I have the more data points. I need to display at that point of time the student ID as well, student name as well, right? So what I'll do is I'll say the same function again, display underscore details. Again, we will use the self keyword just to make a connection between that object and this function, right? When we call that. Now what we can do, one thing is we need to take this data from parent. So one thing is parent details, because this is something that we have as a parent value, parent function. So how can we take that? Again, by using this super keyword. Super dot, we will apply the function name. So this function will call the above function and will give me the answer. Okay? So in this way, we will be able to get three things: the display of course ID, course name, instructor name. No need to write again repeatedly. But two things still I have to write, right? Which is details. So it is equals to what I will do. I'll do the same task here. Again, I will say that space, I will say student. After that, give me student ID. Okay? Student ID. After that, again, I will provide some spacing here. Again, I will say give a student name. Okay? Now, again, I will say dot format. How we will be able to get that? How we will be able to get that? First of all, print the parent details that we have. After that, self dot student id, comma, self dot student underscore name. So what happened? How it is polymorphism? How it is an application of polymorphism? Because if you will be able to see this display details, same function in both the cases, in both the classes. But when I will call via the object of tech for all with Priya, this function, I will only get the result of course ID, course name and instructor name. But if I'll call with the help of an object of this learners class, which is our object is enrolled learner, the same function, not only I will be able to get the parent details, but extra I will be able to get the student ID and the student name. So function name is same, but the functionality is different depending upon which object we are using to access that function. That is the clear-cut concept of polymorphism. One function, one same function can have multiple functionalities, can have multiple forms. At any point of time, it depends on the object which we are calling. Depending upon that, it will change its functionality. Make sense? Is this part is clear to everyone? What I'm trying to convey here? So what we can do now simply is we can simply here also return the details. Shall we try to see the output? If there is any issue, we will try to fix it. Let me do one thing here. First of all, let's call the function print enrolled learner dot. So let's say I will call this function display details in this particular case. So what do you think? What will happen? Let's see. So can you see? Can you see that with respect to the learner, whatever the details I was having, which is the course ID, the course name, the instructor name, student ID, and the student name, I will be clearly able to get here. Now, let's say I will call the same function here as well. Print SQL course dot. I can call the same function here because function is exactly same, but functionality is different depending upon which particular object is calling that function. So let's run this. Okay. Can you see? Now when I'm calling this function with respect to the SQL course dot display underscore details, I got only 3 information because that is what is available in the tech for all with Priya. Course ID, course name, and the instructor name. So if in future in any interview, because many people won't be able to answer it clearly with respect to the polymorphism part, and interviewer can clearly confuse you in this question. And it is one of the very widely asked question in the OOPS concepts that what is polymorphism, at what point of time in real-time application we should go for that. So you can clearly with the help of this name itself answer it. Poly means many. It's an English word. Poly means many. Morphism means forms. So if a given function, same function, if I will use that same function in different classes, at that point of time, if let's say I will use the object of one class, it is giving me some answer. Another class, it is giving me some different answer. Function name is same, but answers are different depending upon what kind of features I'm providing in that particular function itself. And this is what we are calling it as polymorphism, because one function can have multiple forms depending upon which particular object is calling it. Is that part is clear to everyone? So this is the clear idea about the concept of polymorphism. Polymorphism. So just check it out this thing, and after that check it out this particular thing. Is this clear to everyone? Now there is one more concept of something called as encapsulation. So I really want, this is the today's task of you all. I'll not discuss that. I'll give you the brief insight of encapsulation. And what I want from you all is that with respect to this same class, I will share with you this particular file in the comment section of this video. And if you want me to continue these kind of insightful live sessions, I really want a support from you all. Do comment. First of all, no one is commenting, right? and everyone wants that these live sessions I will take on a frequently basis, right? I also need a support from your side, then only I will also get the motivation to be very very frequent on taking the live sessions as well. So one thing which you're supposed to do is commenting it down, whatever things you have covered up in today's session. Another thing, what is the today's task which you're supposed to do is encapsulation. Again, another important principle of oops programming. It says that we will try to, like, with respect to this particular class, let's say I don't directly want to access these attributes. For example, the instructor, the course name, or the course ID. I will try to make these variables as the private variables. So that can be done in Python by using underscore underscore. So if you will do underscore underscore, that will become your private. In that case, why we are doing so, why people usually do the encapsulation thing in their code, the only idea is we don't want to change by mistake. Sometimes what happened is when we are writing a code, things can be changed. But if you will be having a private variable, then no one can change that. There is a separate function which we usually design, getter and setter, in order to set or get any value. That is a concept behind the encapsulation. The name itself says encapsulation, right? We're hiding, right? We are hiding the variables, and then there is a function by default which we are designing in our class in order to get and set that value. So I want you all to explore this concept on your own. I have already talked about the principle of polymorphism in a very great detail, inheritance, classes, and objects. Encapsulation, I'm leaving upon you. I'm looking forward to it. And then in the upcoming class, let's see who will be able to give me the correct response, what things you have explored. First of all, I'm looking forward to your changes in the code. Like what I'm looking for is that you can take the same file, okay, copy the code in your own collab file. I will share this code with everyone. And then after reading out the concept of encapsulation, exploring your research, on top of this file, give me your encapsulation approach. How will you do the encapsulation in this particular same file? Okay? That is what I'm looking for. So this is the overall idea behind the oops part. Now, if you have any questions, I'm open for that. I'm open to take any logistics as well. But before that, let me wrap up the session today. We have covered up what is class, what is object, how we can define the class, how we can define the object. We have covered up what is self keyword, how we can do the initialization of any function in a class, how we can create our own user defined function, right? We have discussed the concept of polymorphism, which is defining the same function two times in a different class and then calling it depending upon which kind of features we want to see. Apart from this, we have talked about the inheritance. Again, we have seen that how basically we will be able to implement that. What is the meaning of inheritance? All these things I have covered up in our today's class. I want a brief summary of this particular session in the comment section of this video from each and everyone who is watching this session completely till the very end, so that I also get to know that what things you have learned, right? That also gives me a sense of satisfaction. And then very soon again, I'll come up to continue the next important part of Python programming playlist. Very soon we will wrap up this particular playlist. Very few concepts are pending, and I think we are good to go after that in a revamp of this particular playlist part person, right? Um, do I need to learn Python DSA by purchasing a course, or can we learn Python DSA from your channel? This is the question which I usually face in almost all the courses, whichever I'm launching. See, I also answered this question few number of times in my last videos as well. You have to see by yourself what is your internal nature. Everyone is having a different way of learning. I always say I cannot decide for you that, I cannot say that just to get the revenue, just go and purchase my course. See your motivation level. If you are the person, you need motivation from your mentor. You need a proper guidance from your mentor. You need that someone will push you, and then only you will be able to study. Because if you will do a self study, you will feel sometimes distracted, because recorded videos, uh, that's what, being in this particular domain, I have felt that when the videos are in the recorded mode, it requires a heavily amount of self motivation. And after some point of time, people usually lose that. And that's why the drop rate in recorded pace videos is very, very high as comparable to the live courses. That's why in my website I'm launching more kind of a live courses, so that people will interact with me, they will get to know, we can have a chit chat also, we can also get to know about each other in terms of personal era as well. So basically that is a different kind of mindset. If let's say you are someone, you feel like that, okay, this is something which is my core nature, go for purchasing a course. If you feel I am the person who can have a good level of self motivation and I can learn from the channel itself, go and learn from that. Quality wise, I'm not saying that anything is bad or good. I'm just saying it clearly depends on our core nature. If you want to set a deadline that, okay, if I'll purchase the course within that deadline, I will be able to get the understanding, I will be able to prepare well, which I can't do by my own, then only go and purchase the course, and definitely it will help you out in terms of being consistent. That's it. ठीक है. I'm from Pakistan. I thought 8 baje start hoga, but I'm late. It's completely fine. For those who have missed the live, what you're supposed to do, everything is available in the Python Programming the Ultimate playlist. Go and check it out. The last video is there, Mastering Object Oriented Programming in Python. Recorded pace video is also available, so you don't miss anything. Don't worry. Another important announcement I am again making, 7-day SQL Bootcamp registrations are open. It's a fixed size batch. Once the enrollments will be done, I will stop the enrollment. Coupon code is valid only till night. So if there is someone who is planning to prepare for this sequel, if there is someone who is planning to go in data domain, whether it be a data engineering, data analyst, data scientist, right? Specifically for them, SQL plays a very important role, because in an interview, definitely interviewer will ask you this skill set, right? And whenever you will go to the industry also, those people will demand you this skill set. So if you want to prepare, please go ahead, check out the course, and that's it, right? Uh, yes, lecture is uploaded. I already have said this is there in the last particular video. When will the next DSA batch will start? Not now. Again, it will be planned to be conducted in the mid of March. Sorry, mid of April. Not in March, April. Mid of April, I will try to conduct one more DSA for interview prep 2.0. Still, first batch is going on. 3 weeks are left for this batch. Once I'll finish it, then only I'll take the another thing. Otherwise, I don't want myself to be also burdened with too many open batches. Let me take one thing at a time, and then uh, I think that will also determine the quality work as well. By the way, those who wants to see the reviews also, they can just go check it out, whatever the previous students are feeling. So there are so many people who have not done it yet. I'll also tell to them that please do write a genuine feedback, whatever you have, but whosoever has written, you can go and check it out on the website itself, right? um, Fees is too high. See, this fees is something which is a number, right? And I also have to see that with respect to my time, is that worth it or not? If you feel like it's too high, then definitely I will keep on doing whatever things I'm doing on my YouTube. It takes some time, but everything will be there on YouTube as well. Utilize that. That's what I can say. It's a free of content. Just you have to watch it. And if you want some personal attention, personal time of mine, it's really, really precious. I feel so. I really respect my time, and that should be worth of money. We usually, when I collaborated with the companies, I have already collaborated with the companies also. And when I am going with respect to that part, I am taking more than, I think, 5 times, 4 times, 5 times amount of this money which I am delivering on my website, to be very frank. So every hour, every minute is worth. And if you also, after purchasing that course, don't feel like that it's worth it, then you can let me know. You can just genuinely share the feedback on my website, right? You can just few hours back, Prajwal is one of the student of mine in this course. What he has mentioned really makes me emotional as well. Many courses prioritize monetary gain or simply completing the curriculum, but she stands out for her genuine concern about each student's progress and benefit from the course. By the way, these are the genuine feedback, and all these are the enrolled students of my courses. You can go talk to them on the LinkedIn as well. She possesses a deep understanding of the subject matter, excels in communication, ensuring that every student grasps the material effectively. Willingness to go above and beyond by offering extra classes demonstrates her commitment to her student, a trait not commonly found in mentors. Overall, I believe course offer excellence value and is worth investing in. Few days back only, I have mentioned one post also. If I'll just open my LinkedIn and just show you, this is all about this particular context only I'm sharing with you. Just read out this post. This is what I'm mentioning here as well, that whenever we are going out for, let's say, to purchase our clothes or to order something, to buy a Domino's pizza, we don't think, right, how much we are spending. It's just for entertainment. We buy a Netflix subscription, Amazon Prime subscription, because it's a entertainment. But when it comes to, something related to our growth, that is something where every rupee feels like a heavy decision. This is our conditioning. That's it. If there is something which I feel is genuinely helping me to grow, and that is genuine, not a scam, in that case, at least for me, I'll not think a lot. And it's not charging lakhs of rupees. There are so many companies which are charging genuinely lakhs of rupees for the same. It's not that much huge amount. If you will calculate per day how much is it happening, you will see that it's very, very low. That's what I can say from my part. This is what I feel. My mindset is all about that only. But if you will feel like no, it's very, very high, then you can go and just, I'm offering the free things as well on my YouTube. Just go explore that, learn it. Learning is something nowadays is not dependent on whether you are buying a paid course or not. If you are eager to learn, definitely you can learn from the free resources as well. That is the motivation which is required. That's what I have talked about in the few minutes back part also. If you have a self motivation, you can learn without any purchase of course. If you feel like that, okay, I have a some standard deadline, within that I have to upskill myself and I need a personalized attention from some expert, from my mentor, that's where you can just go and offer that particular thing. That's it. Okay. Please start course on Java. I'm not planning as of now with respect to Java per se, but I'll look into it. Not planning as of now. Maybe if there are so many students who are interested to go for DSA in Java, we can think over it in the next course planning. As of now, the first course is going on with respect to DSA in Python. So if many people will say that now second course should be on DSA in Java, we can do that as well in the mid of April. Do we have any Telegram channel or WhatsApp group or some community where I post all updates of courses or any live sessions daily? It will be handy. It's not, as of now, there is no as such Telegram channel, but I am planning to make the same. WhatsApp group we have, but in that only I can post. So I'll try to share that WhatsApp channel invite link of mine in the description of this video itself. You can go and join that as of now. But Telegram also I'm planning in future. Yeah, so he's also one of the student, Raj Roshan, who is already enrolled in this particular DSA interview preparation course. Even you will find his feedback also in this particular website, right? You can just check it out. So what he is saying, I have already enrolled Priya's Python DSA course. We have already completed 70% of the course, and believe me, it was worth the time and money. It helped me a lot. If you're thinking to learn DSA, go for it. So basically, that's what I'm trying to provide. I don't want to launch multiple courses in one go. Uh, there is no as such company which I am running here. I just want quality work. But obviously, when I'm giving that quality, it genuinely requires a lot of effort, lot of my time in terms of preparation. So at least I am expecting this much amount of money. I also have to pay bills. Think over it, right? Everyone has their own needs, desires. So I also have, when I'm investing my own time on this, how can I go for free or maybe 400 or 500, right? I'm not taking that too much high extreme, but I can't go in that much lower extreme also. I'm in a midway. And I really want for all the courses in a midway. Even when I will launch data science, ML, AI courses, those price range will also be in this same era. I can't go below this because I feel that is worth my quality which I'm providing to the students. That's it. ठीक है? I'm from Pakistan. I have taken the Python playlist, machine learning plus DSA. I'm thinking to buy. Just wanted to say thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, Jordan. Thanks a lot. How much is the fees? You can go and explore. I have already attached the link in the description of the video. There is a coupon code which is valid till now, till today. Tomorrow it will be more expensive for you guys. Then you will be like, "Ki, it is uh, before DSA 2.0, please AI ML 1.0." Yeah, that will happen. Firstly, machine learning course will come, then data structures course will come. Um, Also start course on object oriented programming in C++ and Java. No, 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 no. See, if you know the concepts, please go ahead in terms of whatever programming languages you're comfortable with. I always say that these concepts which I'm teaching, whether it's a, for example, this playlist of DSA using Python, right? Which you can see on my channel, DSA using Python. Here, Python is the implementation part, right? But conceptually, it is valuable for all the programming languages. So whatsoever be the programming language you like, do that. And now I can't create DSA using Java, then C++. Obviously, rather than repeating the same stuffs, I believe it will be beneficial for you all if I'll try to create different stuffs which will be helpful for you. Let's say if you're comfortable with C++, learn the concept. For example, let's say you're learning binary search. Learn it from the video, what binary search is all about, then implement it in a C++. So these concepts of OOPS, data structures, algorithms are not specific to any programming language. You can choose your own, whichever you are comfortable with. I am comfortable with Python and Java, so I can do in both of them pretty well. Apart from this, C++, I left it very few years back only. So I have not touched upon this language as of now. Currently, I'm not having a good hands on this. Um, JavaScript, again, I don't have a good hands on that as well. So Python and Java, I can clearly write a code in DSA. Please continue SQL course along with Python. Definitely, yes. I'm not saying that I will not continue, but it requires a time from my side. What I need is the time. I already have covered up DSA playlist. Still, there are few videos even pending. You will see that in future they will be coming up very soon. Even I am planning to upload one more video on DSA part. Similarly, with respect to the sequel part, I'm not saying that episode 4 will not come. It will definitely come. But please try to understand there are lot many commitments. As of now, I am involved in so many different things. So it genuinely needs a time. Every week, I can upload at max, I'm saying 2 or 3 videos and minimum one video. That's what I usually try to target upon. That at least one time every week, I try to come live and teach you all. Maximum 3 times if any week I have a time, I will definitely come and teach you all. But obviously, not more than that can be possible for me, right? Uh, how many days this OOP session have? One more day is required. One more session will require. I will name it as part one, which we have discussed today. I will rename this heading as part one, and then part two will we will do where we will discuss the pending topics that we have. Right? Again, SQL playlist on YouTube and the paid course. The only difference is, when I'm saying on YouTube, I don't know, I don't have a proper schedule. When will it come? When it will get over? At any point of time, whenever I will get the time, I'll come and teach. Or I can also upload a recorded video. It's not, I can say, time frame commitment I am giving with respect to the YouTube per se. But when I'm saying, and second thing is the attention part, I can't, let's say, you can't ask the questions directly, you can't mute yourself, you can't interact with me, even though here I'm going live. I can just read your question. There you can discuss with me in the Zoom itself. You can chat with me, you can ask with me each and everything with respect to the SQL. And apart from that, maybe resume part, LinkedIn part, whatever queries you have in terms of your career aspect, you can directly one to one conversation we can have, right? Because we will be having a limited set of students, it will be very easy for you to connect. You can connect with me. You will get a specific Telegram group of those enrolled students, where only those students will be there. A very small community where you can do a chit chat, you can ask the questions, we can discuss, we can do one live project, everything within that particular 1 week. Here it might take 6 months as well to complete that, right? For example, with respect to this Python, I have studied 5 months ago. Still there are few videos which are pending, right? The DSA using Python, if you will be able to see in the channel, it was started 1 year ago. Still, I usually, whenever I feel that the content is not uploaded, I usually upload that. But when you go for the paid course, here I have to teach. There is a curriculum, there is a structured plan, there is a deadline by which I have to cover up. That's the major difference. That's the major difference. Instructor is same, quality of teaching is same, but time frame commitment is not there. It's not feasible on YouTube. But on paid courses, I have to, because I have promised them, I have taken some fee for that. So it is more than obviously this particular commitment which I have. That is the uh, idea which I want to convey here. Okay, I hope it answers everyone's question which they have in their head. Please start full stack web development course. It will never start, because I'm not a mentor of this. I am not expert in this. I don't feel myself having a knowledge of this particular domain. I think we should start only those things which you are really aware about. You should know the each and every bit of that, rather than launching any random courses which you even not even sure about. Teaching is a teaching is a very, like, how should I say, like, I think it's a very important thing that whosoever mentor is teaching, at least they should take this in their head. I can see nowadays people are also teaching the stuffs which they don't know, uh, just by looking into some random things and then teaching to them. I think it's a very huge responsibility. You as a beginner, if let's say freshers are coming up, and if you will teach to them some false concept, some wrong concept, that is the foundation of them, and you are just destroying that foundation. That is something which is not acceptable at all. It's a very huge responsibility. So at least I will teach only those things in my website where I feel comfortable that genuinely I know end to end of that particular part. Otherwise, I'll not go ahead, right? Please do one project. Please, okay. First time I am seeing some mentor frankly saying she will not teach, which is she is not expert of. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, that's something which is true, right? And you guys also should be aware about this fact. Whenever, this is my genuine advice to everyone, even the people will also watch this particular recording after the session. Nowadays, we are in a era where courses, content, YouTube channels is everywhere, right? Please, before purchasing any course, whether it's a paid course, whether it's a free course, you are spending your time, which will not come back. Always remember, more than this amount of money, X money, Y money, whatever you will feel, 2000, 5000, 6000, the more important for you should be the time which you are investing with that particular mentor, right? You will join her classes or his classes. At least go refer, his LinkedIn profile or her LinkedIn profile, refer from where he or she is coming from, does check out the videos if they already have on YouTube, whether you will be able to get rhythm of that particular mentor or not, whether you will be able to understand that or not, whether they will be having expert in that or not. For example, someone asked me about web development. If you will go to my LinkedIn, just go, can you see at any point of time anywhere I have worked in at at all in my entire experience in my entire academia on web development? Not at all. So how can I teach to you, right? Similarly, before asking any question or before getting any course, check it out. Nowadays everyone is having a profile on LinkedIn. Some people will say that, okay, we will teach you, if you will pay to me, I'll teach you. But just for the confirmation, you are paying your time, your hard earned money as well. Make sure you will learn from proper person. The amount of clearness in even free YT lectures, YouTube lectures, is something worth appreciating. I have told many juniors about your YouTube lectures. Love from Pakistan. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, Afraz. Thanks a lot. Is the paid courses lifetime accessible or for limited one? It's lifetime accessible. Krishna. Ma'am, currently you work in PW or not? No, I'm not associated with PW now. What is the coupon code for SQL course? So if you will go automatically, you can see in the above early 20 and you can get 20% off. Just click on this buy now and you will be automatically able to get this 600 rupees off and then you can continue. Okay? So this is how the thing will go. Just click on the above thing. Um, how can we start preparing for GATE from fifth semester? I have also started preparing in the fifth semester itself. I remember my time. So I have taken a proper coaching for that in Delhi. I don't know nowadays how is that coaching, but at that point of time, that was good. So I have taken a physical coaching there. Again, that's what I have said, right? If you feel now people can crack the GATE exam or any other exam via self learning as well, and then there are people who take the coaching, pay a huge amount of fee, and then crack some good institutes, right? Again, if you need a proper guidance, go with that flow. I always believe if you have a limited time and you want to prepare well and you want to prepare from some good mentors, directly I think explore towards the good coaching centers around you and take a coaching. I would suggest this. If you are really sincere about GATE exam and you want to give a try, give your 100%. Explore whosoever be the coaching centers nearby you have. Check the mentors who are the ones who are teaching GATE, whether they themselves have qualified the GATE or not. It should not be something like that they didn't even give the GATE exam and they are just teaching. Sometimes this also happened. So just verify. Verification is important, and after that I would suggest go for the coaching per se, because you will get a proper guidance from the mentors. And GATE is something which requires a lot many subjects, so you will get confused. If you have a time, then maybe go for the self study, explore different materials, explore the previous year questions. If you have a limited time and you are planning to give a GATE next year itself, I think please go for the coaching part itself. At least that helped me in my journey. When can we expect AI/ML course? See, I have not actually designed this thing. As of now, I was working with a 7-day SQL bootcamp. It will be ended by the first month of April. After that, I need to travel. After that, in the mid of April, I'll launch one course. Most probably, that will be the machine learning course, Foundations of Machine Learning course. After that, when I'm saying launch, there is a gap between the launch date and the start date. For example, in this particular course also, it will be started on 25th March, but I have launched it 2 days back only. So launching date will be mid of April, start date will be almost the next month, like mid of May, something like that. Okay? And it can happen before that, but there will be always a one month gap, because sometimes students are not aware about this thing. So I really want to give them this particular time to think over it and roll it if they want. um, Please do one project Python on live session until you thought up to oops. It helps us to understand logic building. Yes, Nishant, at the very end of the video, which was the last video of Python programming, there we will try to create one end-to-end project where we will try to use whatever concepts we have covered up in this playlist, so that you will be able to get a great idea about the concepts of whatever things we have covered up. Okay? Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, Ashwarya. I am a third year student from Pakistan. I am switching Flutter to AI. Please guide me from where should I start. So see, whenever you are talking about AI, I would suggest, even though nowadays we will be having so many open AI tools, Chat GPT, Mid Journey, right? People are really focusing on Gen AI, generative AI. But what I would really suggest is go for the foundations first. Uh, for example, in this case, you can think about the learning the statistics part, right? Statistics for data science. I have already done this playlist as well. Start from there, then step by step jump towards the machine learning. By the way, I am considering that you already aware about Python. If you don't, first of all learn about Python programming, then learn about the mathematical things, basic stuffs which is required for data science, then go for the machine learning. That's how your flow should be. By the way, I already have uploaded the data science roadmap as well. You can refer that video, very first video of data science roadmap, that what is the step by step steps should be to cover up the complete context of data science which is required. And even I have created one video of how to make transition. So I think you are transitioning from Flutter to AI. So go refer this video, you will be able to get an idea, right? I have clearly explained in a great detail. Any other doubt anyone is having? Otherwise, we can wrap up today's session. I think there are so many questions today I have taken up, right? By the way, thank you so much for all your love and support. It really means a lot to me. Every feedback, you don't even know, whenever I got the messages on LinkedIn from the students, that how those videos are helping them in order to get the job, in order to have the understanding of the concepts, in order to switch the job, right? In order to went to a very good package. All these things really are the happy note for me in order to make my day a good day, right? Nowadays, this is what I can say. So thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. And again, I am saying, please do share this video with everyone. Looking forward to the comment section, where I want you guys to let me know what thing you have learned here, whether you have learned or not. Please do subscribe to my channel. Very soon, please make it 10K also. It's been a while. I'm waiting for 10K as well, right? Please do that. And with this, let's end today's session. I will see you all very soon in the upcoming live. Bye bye and see ya.